we're back.
Yes,
For another round.
Exactly. Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
So I'm good, bro. I'm good. Good to see you.
See you, bro. How was the weekend?
The weekend was good. Yeah, just took it easy, really.
Yeah.
Just hung out with some loved ones and relaxed.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Bro, I did the same actually. But I went and played golf. Oh, not played golf, but driving range.
Oh yeah. How was that?
Yeah, the one at the airport. You hit, and then tells you like tracking.
Oh, I love that, bro.
Yeah.
The one behind DFO.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
bro.
man,
that's the one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the best one. The last time we were there, I think I pulled a back muscle, but oh my god, man, you can really send the balls, and you can see how hard you
Yeah.
hit. Like I think the velocity.
Yeah.
Those of
The
you
ball
who do
spin stuff, yeah.
those of you who do physics,
Yeah.
it's like correct me on that. But yeah, it's really fun. If you haven't been there, go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're giving them free advertising. Actually, they should sponsor us.
They definitely should sponsor. Definitely.
Bro.
But so what else did you get up to? Just
Bro, I also had a 2-year-old, 4-year-old birthday party, so it was
Nice.
good. But yeah, had a few beers there. Not too
Nice.
many, but respect.
Are you sure you were there for the birthday
Yeah,
or
bro.
for the beers? Oh no, I think every time there's a kid's birthday, whether
Yeah.
it's like 1 or maybe 5 or 10, I think all the uncles and the popsies just make it like an excuse to have a few beers. But
That's it, bro. Well, let's address the elephant in the room. We don't have the other uncle.
yeah,
here today.
where's Uncle Richie? where the fuck is Uncle? No, Uncle Richie, where are you?
Nah, I'm here. Just off camera tonight. Few too many beverages on the weekend, and the immune system is a bit down, and got a runny nose.
Yeah, you heard him, folks. Actually, this weekend, Uncle Richie went to the Redcliffe game. I don't know if
Dolphins, baby.
if you guys watched the game, amazing comeback.
Yeah,
What was it?
it was at Sunkop, 26
Sunkop.
down, 26-0 at halftime,
Shit.
and then they ended up just coming back. I feel sorry for the Titans because
Oh yeah.
the two Queensland teams, we wanted both of them to win, but it was just sad to see them
Yeah.
because they were like, I think when you start protecting the lead, they were saying like,
yeah, that's
they
right.
just threw the game away. But good on the Dolphins, I say.
Nah, good on the
Yeah.
definitely good on the Dolphins. You can see Wayne Bennett's probably, he's had a good word to them.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have been happy if they got the L. So good win.
Yeah.
Definitely a good win. So Uncle Richie was at the game. He had a few beers afterwards, and let's just say he had a few too many.
But he'll be back next week.
Yep.
So yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of on the weekend, I actually I went and got some PNG food from DC Gang, his mum. Shout out to DC Gang.
Shout out DC.
Yeah, so his brother Ian was doing some like fundraising stuff, or and then so I went and got some PNG food from there.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
pariva, or I don't even pariva. Sorry, I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's actually like sago and coconut.
Yes.
Which is
yum.
I love sago. Sago is one of the
Gulf
from
Gulf
yeah,
staple.
600.
Oh,
Kerem,
yes.
the Gulf sago is our staple with that with fish,
Yeah,
and we call it
delicious.
poi.
Boy, yes, I've heard that.
So
Yeah.
that's but yeah. Speaking of Chucky, is there anything from PNG that you miss eating, or any food that you wish that you could have? Because given that we obviously live down here in Brisbane, it's hard to kind of get those native ingredients.
Yeah, definitely, Jackman. I feel like like we still get PNG food here. We still get it from different parts of the city. Like maybe you can get the odd taro and greens and all that kind of stuff. I actually had some on the weekend, which is good. But I really miss one thing that I really miss about PNG food. And when I look on Instagram and see people in PNG cooking, the aigir, man, the coconut scraping. And I think it's more so the process. Like when they scrape coconut, you gotta go look for like the firewood. And gather all those raw materials and then bring it all together with the smoke. Nothing beats that in the hot stones. But yeah, that's my own sort of.
Yeah.
That's what I miss, and I love sago as well.
Yeah.
Mom's from Karaku, so they had some sago as well from that region near Gulf is always dominant with the sago palms and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Chucky, Glenn, we've got a few viewers and listeners out there that they aren't from Papua New Guinea.
Oh yeah, so, sure, definitely.
Can you sort of explain what an eye gear means or what it is?
Okay.
And
yes.
What's the process that goes into making an eye gear?
Even the cooking too as well, the cooking process of what Richie was saying there.
Okay, so eye gear is basically, you can make eye gear with any kind of sort of meat, fish, predominantly fish and chicken, because that's the most most available source of protein in Papua New Guinea. But there's also other, not saying that there's no other kind of protein in Papua New Guinea, but those are the two main sort of meats in that dish. But it all centralizes around coconut cream and coconuts. Basically, scraping, collecting the inner flesh of the coconut, dry coconuts, and then just scraping it all, pulling that all together, squeezing it, letting the juice sort of come out of that, and then squeeze that over some like whether it's root crop like taro, kaikai, or sweet potato, plantain, so cooking bananas, and chicken and fish and whatnot, your herbs and spices, onions and stuff like that, and then squeeze the coconut on top. But so traditionally they use hot stones in the pot to sort of cook the meat, but to cook the food all over the fire. But we're in Australia, so the last sort of few eye gears that I've had is always done on the stove, or you just gotta improvise. But it basically it comes around, it centralizes around the coconut cream and creaming up the vegetables with taro and like all that kind of stuff, banana.
I reckon it'd be good for this perfect weather here, because it's kind of raining in Brisbane, been like cloudy all day. I just feel like coming home, and do you also get like soup from it too, like a warm from the coconut and
from
everything mixed together? Bro, that'd be really really good for having it at this time of the day.
It's making me hungry. As you can see, we got pillows here. It's kind of cold here in Brisbane right now, but trying to make it all nice and cozy.
I reckon the one thing that I miss is I reckon like sago, but in like Karama, where I'm from, like the Gulf province, they what they do is with the sago, they do it like a sushi roll. So we call it like it's like chicken poi. So like poi is the sago. So what it means is that it's essentially like you get coconut leaves, on like those coconut the leaves that are from like you pull one by one and stuff like that. So, and then you and then it's like a sushi roll. So you get the sago and you cook it first, and then you fill the coconut leaves with the sago, and then you like do like a chicken stuffing, and you put it in and you just cook it over fire. Bro. And it's just good. Like it just like reminds me of like childhood memories. Like your family cooking it, and then just having it as a staple. I think because sago, people bring like, because I think the process to make sago, they have to go and like cut down the palm or where it comes from, and then let it sit in like get ferment it all out. Ferment a bit. Let it sit in the sun for 6 or so hours, and then after that they go like once it's ready, it turns into like a hard sort of powdery kind of solid like liquid. Not liquid. It's like a powdery kind of
it solidifies. It's basically starch from the palm tree. There's a process they do that it like to make sago. They harvest the palm tree. Correct us if we're wrong, but harvest the palm tree. They chop it up, like pound it into like a pulp, and then run water through it, fresh water. And then it settles I think the water comes out cloudy, and then it settles over a couple of hours or maybe a couple of days in some provinces, and then the starch settles on the bottom, and that starch that settles on the bottom becomes basically the sago, and they pour the top water off, and then that starchy powder looks a bit like some powdery substances, such as chalk and stuff like that.
When what's that? There's this Milne dish that's my favorite of all. It's like with sago, but it's in those little bowls. It's coconut cream.
Oh,
bro.
Oh, what is that? What sago? Oh, I forgot. Oh man.
Do you cook the sago and then you dip it in the coconut cream and then with like coconut on it? See if we can find
this little Milne Bay. Let's ask the viewers.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Anyone from Milne Bay or anyone who knows that dish, reach out. Let us know what it is in the comment section. But we'd like to. Yeah.
It's like candy, honestly. Traditional.
Is it soft? I think that's the one I'm thinking.
Like jelly type balls.
Oh yeah.
And we used to live next to this Milne Bay guy, and whenever we had like Christmas like gatherings or something, that was the first dish he brought, and
yum.
Everyone would just eat it at the end after the leg of ham and all of that.
Did they have anything else in it as well?
Just
banana,
the sago, and it was covered in coconut juice.
Ooh, yum.
Like coconut cream.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's making me. I'm actually getting really hungry. I don't know. Man, I'm getting really hungry right now.
The other thing I feel like most PNG people miss from home is betel nut. I know it's not the most healthiest thing for them, but I feel like because they alleviate so hard to access.
Yeah, definitely.
But everyone should kind of let us know if you are PNG and live down here.
Where do you get your betel nut from?
Or what you miss the most.
What do you miss the most? Yeah, true.
About that. I also was thinking, obviously, it's kind of coming to ANZAC Day tomorrow, and I guess a lot of the people that we live down here in Australia, it's a big part of their culture, and they celebrate this. With that, we're also we played a big part, not necessarily in the World War One where the ANZACs were formed, but in World War Two, where the war was between Australia and Japan was predominantly fought in PNG.
100%. PNG, the Pacific.
The Pacific. Sorry.
The last stand was mainly in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to ask you, bro, like what does it kind of like mean for you? And I guess if you had any of your grandparents fight during or were fuzzy wuzzies or any upbringings and stories that you've heard from when you were growing up back home.
Yeah, definitely. If we're talking about World War II, that we all know that Australia and PNG were one nation at one stage, and during that time, the Japanese tried to come to Australia, and it was blocked off there on the Kokoda track in Ora province. Personally, like in my family, I think on my mom's side, it wasn't the Kokoda track, but my great grandfather was a carrier on the Bulldog track. I think it went from, correct us if we're wrong again, Gulf. We'll get our research right in the coming episodes. Talk Savage on, but between Gulf and Morobay province. And it sort of went over the ranges on that side. So I'm pretty sure they, I think there's parts of the track that's still visible. I'm not sure if it is or not, but some of those tracks, like Kokoda track, it's a tourist destination now. But my great grandfather was involved with the Bulldog track and carrying supplies and stuff for the Australian soldiers back then. That's the stories that my mom told me. And what about yourself?
Yeah, bro. I think because I'm from Gulf, and then my dad. I just recently found out that his dad was part of the carriers too as well. Because I think from what I know, like from what I've been told, it was that the Australians would get a sheep across from the top of Australia, and then they'll go to Daru, which is where the PNG first, I guess, first mainland, sorry, for PNG, like when you access it through the top of Australia.
Yes. You're right.
And then from there,
it's the closest point between, I mean, the closest point.
Main city,
You guys know what we mean. So Australia's closest point to Papua New Guinea is the main area is Daru. Northern part of Queensland.
I think and then we refer to it as like the Western Province. But yeah, so he was on there, and then he kind of helped carry some of the stuff. That like, and then walking along with the patrol cars, I guess. But I think to that it kind of makes us realize how lucky we are. I guess from that perspective, often we forget how different the world could have been if the war didn't go our way. And even I guess more so growing up in PNG, I think that's one thing that as a government they don't really showcase how pivotal PNG were in I guess helping the Australian troops and I guess the Western sort of countries fight the war.
Even along those lines, look, I know this is a bit negative as well, but personally I feel like Australia could do a lot more in recognizing that, as Jackman said. Basically, like I feel like you hit the nail on the head. PNG needs to be a bit more, like they need to let Papua New Guineans know a lot more about that part of our history. We were one country with Australia at that time. And like I'm not taking anything away from the ANZAC spirit, but there's a special agreement between Australia and New Zealand where New Zealanders can come over and work anytime here in Australia, but with Papua New Guinea it's a little bit harder, a lot harder processing system. The system's really hard to get visas and that sort of stuff. We don't have that special agreement, or maybe we do, but it's not
accessible.
And it's not it's just not working. Like I think Australia needs to do a lot better at recognizing that we do have a relationship there. We were one country. And we they should be doing a lot more for getting that process, visa, passport process sped up and all that. So
because I think it also goes back to the point where a lot of the relationship that Australia and PNG are working towards right now. That's why we don't want to get too much into that, but China is starting to have a more prominent presence in PNG, and I mean obviously we're here talking about how to we don't want to get into the politics. We're not getting too serious, but I think that's definitely one thing that if we could do better as two nations, it'll help so many things, because like there's so much that we can offer to the Australian 100%. Government through like labour. There's so many people in PNG that could come down here and work on the farms.
100%. There are like sort of small I think groups that come down. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll drop a link in. We'll talk about it during the week. But like labour. I think I have a cousin that was trying to get with the agricultural group. I'm not sure if it's in Moresby or somewhere, but there are like agricultural labour hands that come down, and I think there's recruitment companies that get them and that sort of stuff. But they could be doing way more. There's a lot of help in there.
I'll pose this left field question to you guys. But as an Aussie looking from an Aussie's perspective, some will say, we see a lot of funding go to PNG from the Australian government. Millions, probably billions now, and for them they're probably thinking, we provide millions of aid each year to Papua New Guinea, so that could be their way of helping the country. But obviously we know as a group that some of those funds don't go to good use. So I mean, I guess what are your views on that, and what do you have to say to those Aussies that are saying, millions of dollars are going over there? What's happening?
Bro, I think that's a very good question, because Australia, a lot of its budget that they put aside goes to foreign aid. Well, not a lot, but there's quite a substantial amount that go to foreign aid, and I think PNG is a big beneficiary of that. And a lot of the money that goes over there, it's sad to think that there's not a lot of transparency from the government into what that goes into. And I guess we're not in a position to kind of clearly tell our viewers what that money goes to, but some of it does go into good funding. Like you know, there's I think all the like the war cemeteries that are back home in PNG, whether it's at the Sogeri or the Rabaul Kokopo War Cemetery, like a lot of that funding probably would have come from the government, the Australian government through foreign aid. I think a lot of the I know there's some people that are lucky to get ANZAC funding to come down and go to school here or study and then go back and then because before what happened was when Australia was part of PNG, there used to be this scheme where they choose like the brightest students to come down and go to school here, and my uncle was lucky enough to kind of come down here to go to Toowoomba Grammar, and then he was able to get a job and then go back and work for the government. I think a lot of even like Seburi Kidu, who's the first chief judge of PNG, that's where he met his wife, and then Lady Carol Kidu, and then they went back. So I think there's still some funding that comes from like people that like do have access to that and come to school in Australia. So I think that's where some of the money goes to. But I guess it's sad to think that there's not a lot of transparency, but I think hopefully one day gets to the point where, you know, we can kind of see that the money's being spent into good use. Yeah,
definitely. And I think, like, you know, as Jackman said, that it's a lot of it goes to, you know, some really helpful, some really good opportunities for Papua New Guineans. You know, there's I think it's the Oz PNG future leaders. You know, a few people like, you know, Matt Ball, people that I know, Matt Ball, Claire Akauma, you know, they're involved in that. You know, I think they discuss issues like this. Maybe in the future we can get a few of them to come on and talk a little bit more with that. Talk a little bit more about that. But you know, guys, I know I'm a bit negative and when I bring up some things here, but you know, going back to the government, it all comes down to ethics. Our government leaders need to be a bit more ethical, and you know, I know it's people always say, you know, like, you know, it's hard, it's PNG, blah blah, but that's an excuse. And you know, maybe I'm coming from a different area, I don't understand that stuff, but you know, there are countries that sort of put their people first, and we see a lot of like change and growth there. I don't know which countries, I can't name off the top of my head, but I mean, we could probably see PNG improve a little bit more on the ethical side of politics, definitely.
No, I think that's, it's good to kind of see, like there are some progress made in terms of that, like some more, you know, we can see a little bit of change in terms of new people coming into leadership positions, like more females in parliament. But I think it's a gradual process, and a lot of things have to kind of come from that. But I guess on a lighter note, to change things up a bit, Richie used to do this thing with me where he asks me like a couple of, you know, quick fire questions, and I thought I'd bring that back, given that he's unless he wants to. Richie, you want to ask? No,
fire away.
Yeah, fire away. Money. So one of the questions was, I'll start with like a couple of questions you asked me, and then I'll kind of go on from that. If you had to choose between the Brisbane Broncos or the Redcliffe Dolphins, who'd you choose?
Dolphins all the way. North side, baby. Brisbane North side.
What about, we've got State of Origin coming up next month. Are you a Queenslander or a Blues supporter?
Look, controversial here. I live in Queensland. This is the part of Australia that I've lived in since moving here, but I support the New South Wales Blues. Because I used to support them back in when I was little in PNG. Always a Blues supporter. Everyone in my street was all my friends were Blues supporters, not my neighbours, but
to move a little bit on that, when you are from PNG, everyone loves rugby league, so you there's a product of you know, I guess you have the option to choose between two different teams. So when I lived there, I supported Blues, but then, you know, coming over here to Queensland, like you don't want to change. But anyways, that's getting a bit sidetracked. Majority of PNG's people are Queensland supporters. So let's just put that out. And Broncos, I think. So
big Broncos. Cabbage Gang's a big Broncos supporter, man. Honestly.
If you had to choose between Mac or Windows, Which
Ooh, that's a
choose?
tough one. I think for work, like admin stuff, I'd go Windows.
Yeah.
But then creativity, artsy stuff, definitely the Mac.
What about
faster processing, I guess.
Pepsi or Coke?
Ooh, damn. I think Pepsi out of the can, Coke out of the glass bottle.
And then last one, if you had to choose between a lager, not a lager, but I guess like a 4X.
Yes.
Or what are those fruity beers called? Like, you know,
craft beer.
Yeah, so if you had to choose between like a craft or is it a lager or what? Yeah, what would you choose?
Damn, that's a tough one because we live in Queensland.
Yeah.
A lot of craft beer, you know, in the bars.
Like Stone and Woods, Bolters, and all of them are coming out.
Yeah, I'd say I'd have to go lager, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on occasion, but I feel like a lager. Nothing beats a lager after work and on the weekend.
Brown bottle or white can?
Oh, shit. That's a tough one.
Or green can?
Green can.
I'd go white can, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like white can has it agrees with me.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. I just feel like it tastes a lot better for myself. I know all the green can lovers out there probably hate me.
I don't know if I can remember what green can tastes like because I haven't had. That's one thing I missed is like SV. PNG beer.
I think when we were there, green can was a bit crisper.
Yeah.
Okay. Lighter. But for some reason, like when we were out all day and we came back, like the brown bottles were just hitting the spot.
True.
Yeah, like an ice cold round bottle. As soon as it got a bit warm, it didn't taste as good.
Yeah, that's right.
Like straight out of the esky, ice cold round bottle.
You gotta drink them quick, man. They're like VB.
They
kind
actually
of
shape like a VB too as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Good to get the viewers, I guess, to kind of know a little bit about yourself and what you like and don't like, and then definitely it's hopefully we're get more people, starting to know us a little bit more, and then follow the Unkles.
Yeah, that's right.
Follow us, and I think we got 2 or 3 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
But I just wanted to sort of like let our viewers know again, what the main reason is for us to be here. What is our objective? What is our goal?
Yeah.
Both of you know why we're doing this, so just give them a quick sort of rundown on why we are doing this for the long run.
I guess good. That's a good question because at the end of the day, we're 3 people that I guess have gone through experiences in lives where we went through uni and high school and then coming from a PNG background where settling into a newer country has been challenging. So I think ultimately the end goal for this podcast for us is kind of to share some light on our lived experiences, and then also I guess through that promoting PNG in a way that we can talk about the good stuff as well as the bad stuff, and also give people some advice that we can to help them, whether they live here or live abroad at home. So I think
perfect. That's pretty much why this podcast exists, is exactly what Jackman said, and hopefully get mention some things that maybe you might agree with or disagree with. That's why the comment section's there. Leave us a comment. We're always open to listening to everyone else who's got an opinion. And then it'll also help us, shape our some of the content that we want to put out as well. So if you have any questions, whether it's music to food or sport,
or if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer,
let us know.
Drop it in the comment section, and we'll speak on it, talk about it next episode.
Next episode.
That's